Alright, welcome back. Apologies for the longer setup there. That that transition to consoles is a little taxing. You had to go from component to composite and things like that. Okay, so this is similar to the game we just played, TMNT Tournament Fighters. This time for the NES. Very, very different game than what we played, even though the run's going to look very similar in a lot of ways. We go on the easiest difficulty for this one just because it's the fastest way to play. Opponents don't fight back that much here, and here they can actually do that, whereas in the Genesis they can't. Highest difficulty is the best way to go. Sorry, highest speed is the best way to go. And we turn the timer off because that just removes another point countdown. So we're going to go ahead and start on story mode, which is the one-player mode, and we're going to select Leo. And the timer is going to be at 3, 2, 1, go. Make sure we wait for the cutscene. It's going to be 6 matches here. You're going to see similar stuff to what you saw in the last one. We're going to elbow, we're going to throw, and we're going to do it again. Over and over and over. It takes a little bit longer with this game, but the result's still generally the same. Yeah, the Wii Master's not wrong. Leo's pretty terrible in this game. He's not even the best character for the speedrun anymore. He used to be, but a player from China, whose name I forgot, discovered a Donatello strat that actually makes him the best. Don actually has the same strats in-game. Like, he fights characters with elbow and a throw just like Leo does. He discovered a slightly faster strat on Shredder that I'm not going to be using, which Shredder was actually the reason to play Leo because of Slide. Slide was very, very good against Shredder for getting your setups that you wanted. We'll get to that in a moment. For Mike, we're just going to do the same thing as always. Our goal generally is to hold forward a little bit after we get the hit or the whiff. But the strat with Don actually makes the stage 3B, as I call it, faster, and that's the training, the bonus stage. Everybody remembers those from the Street Fighter 2 days, I'm sure. Strat's incredibly hard, and I haven't practiced it, so he has the world record currently, and I do not. Very short work of Mike there. The Turtles essentially all behave the same. Raph can give some problems, but we got pretty lucky against him. And Don can also give some problems depending on how he wants to behave. Best speed strat for this game is to do exceptionally well. And I know that sounds silly, but by that I mean like getting perfects in this game is actually a really, really good thing to do. Like, you want to actively do it. Reason being is because counting down perfect counts down as a static amount. You'll see here when it counts down my life total, it just immediately gives me 20,000. And I don't even have to skip it. It just, here's your 20,000, good job. If I took any damage, it would count it down, and we'd lose frames. So the goal, be perfect. Good fight there. Yeah, it's funny to think of Leo being one of the best speedrun characters. He's really terrible. Each turtle only has one special move in this game, and Leo's is by far the worst. It's a really terrible hurricane kick that we're going to use here in the bonus stage. I don't know why I didn't fire up there. Lost some time there for sure. The strat with Don is to do his falling heel kick, which is actually a good special. And I think you get to lose half a cycle against these walls against them that Leo would have to utilize. Hello. It's unfortunate. Wow, my execution's terrible right now. Yeah, that move sucks. Didn't mean to pause there. I forgot to start actually do that. Yeah, right. Like, Jake and I are used to playing MK speedruns. We're getting perfects is bad. So for Casey, same thing. The big thing against him is his health is terrible. And because I took that hit, we're going to see just how many frames we lose by not getting a perfect. I really didn't want to take that kick, but drop the elbow input. So since it's not perfect, you're going to see it count down my life total. Look at all these frames just fade away. Glad I got to show why that sucks. It also makes optimizing this game ridiculous because if you get hit, if you're trying to be on like WRP, taking a hit in any round is an instant reset now. You just can't let it happen. Solid Casey round otherwise. Hothead's a pretty annoying opponent, mostly just because of his obnoxiously high health total. It takes something like 6 or 7 cycles to take him down. Look how many times I had to hit him. His health total is disturbing. It's so high. Same strat as always, you just have to do it a lot more. I think it's also the only split in my PB where I can save time without adopting new strats. You also have to be really careful about how you time your elbows against him. If you're too early with an elbow against Hothead, instead of you getting to throw him first, he'll throw you instead. That's also really bad, because that's just free damage for them. Alright, on to our last match. Easily the hardest match of the run. It's going to be Shredder. Give us this little brief cutscene. I love the profile picture that shows for Shredder. I think it's movie Shredder. I only assume that just because of how the metal grating on his mask looks. Still looks cool either way. So we're actually not going to do elbows against Shredder. I'll explain why here in a moment. We're going to go into slides instead. This is pure manipulation. So the reason we do slide instead of elbow, if we elbow, Shredder's AI programming forces him to do his 100 hand slap move, which is insanely good in this game. It gets you completely off of him, and he gets to start zoning you, and you just don't get to do what you want. So by sliding, we're forcing him into a block stun instead. Fortunately, we took that hit, but this is like the one round where you don't have to get perfect. Time's coming up here shortly. We're going to throw him one more time, and that's going to be time. Sound like the very last thud. Low 6, not bad. Got like a 606. Pretty solid run. Unfortunately, we took that damage against Casey, so that was gonna hurt any chances of a sub 6, which my current PB is a 557. But I used to really like this run. It's pretty cool. I personally just a big fan of tick grabs, I guess. I've just always been a big fan. Hence why, we do the same thing in the Genesis version. The current world record strats are a little bit harder than what I'm doing, particularly in the sense of the bonus stage, which I am just probably going to have to practice if I ever want to try to get the record back. But I'm also really happy with my run as it was, both here as well as my PB. So, yeah, not a bad run there. So it looks like I've got one or two more for you guys. May have a substitute run that I originally had not submitted, but we'll get that going here in just a moment. So just sit tight, everybody. Thanks for sticking around.